Are we live? Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me right now. Let me know if you're ready for some Relink. I'm sorry, I left you guys hanging for a long time. I apologize. I got extra busy last month. Yeah, last month in November because I had some extra stuff that I need to do. But I'm back. I'm with you. We got some Relink. I was at an event yesterday with Side Games from like 1 p.m. all the way until like 8 p.m. just playing Relink. Just playing Relink. Non-stop Relink. So I've got like the first... I played the main story for longer than 2 hours, but I'm only going to be showing you like an hour and 47 minutes of it. Because I chopped down like a bunch of the time where I was just running around doing random stuff. I chopped up all of the dead air basically and just kept it at like the main things that you need to see. I'm not back for 2 hours and then disappears for another 2 months. That's not happening. I've got loads of videos that I still need to make. What I'm going to do with this one, the very beginning of it is going to be in English. So like 20 minutes of English. And then the rest is like all using the original voices. Because I want people to be able to hear what the English voice acting actually sounds like. But if you have any questions about anything about the game, based on my experience, and just like let me know. I may not be able to see it in chat, but if I don't get you or get to you at first, just ask me again. Ask me again. Don't spam, but just like ask me again. And if I don't get to you by the end of the stream, then just drop me a message on like Discord or Twitter or something, so I can actually like get to answer what you got. There's certain things I couldn't show, so I had to cut that out as well. So I've cut out the very, very beginning of the game because no one's allowed to see that yet. I don't know when they're going to plan on revealing that. Maybe they're trying to save certain things for Granblue Fest at the end of the month. But like the very beginning of the stream, the very beginning of the PlayStation, I couldn't show you, and the very end, I can't show you. But you're going to get to see like everything in between that, which is like a good chunk. And I made sure to like try and like scour for like as much things as I could. So you're gonna see. Oh, I'm good. It's not part of this video, but I'll show you a bit of Endgame as well. The Endgame fights. They showed us like a live demonstration of the Endgame fight. They're kind of ridiculous now. It was fun to watch. Like the Endgame fight that they got going inside of a Relink. Well, they only showed us one fight, and they did like a live demonstration. So let me just like post. I'm actually live right now. Post. There we go. Yeah, it was just one fight that they did. But I'll show you exactly what it is. But this in the footage they sent me of it, because I wasn't allowed to record it, they cut out a lot of like the harder looking content in there. So you're gonna see something that looks really reasonable, but when I try and describe what you actually saw, it's rough. Is this legal? You're not breaking any NDAs? No. I'm allowed to post this. They're fine with it. So this is everyone that you're gonna see like posting stuff now. They've allowed it. So I recorded this yesterday. This isn't me sitting here playing it right now. This is stuff I recorded yesterday. I edited the stuff out that I'm not allowed to show anyone, but I'm allowed to show everyone like what you're going to be seeing today. All right, so let me switch over to it. I'll just watch along with you, and then you can just ask any questions that you want. I'll try not to talk over the cutscenes because Djeeta, she actually speaks. She doesn't talk a lot. Like I said before, she talks, but she doesn't steal the show. She's kind of in the background. There's dialogue options. When you pick the dialogue options, she's like says them out loud, and she'll have like her own bits to say at the very beginning as well. So you'll see her having a flashback, and you'll hear her talking. So the main character does actually talk. So I'm going to go ahead and get this started right now. So basically, I can't really show you what happened prior to what I can't show you what happened prior to what you're going to see right now. But all I will say is this takes place after Gran, Djeeta, and Lyria fall off the airship onto an island below them. Okay, so let's go. Let me know if the volume needs to be turned up or anything like that. If not, then we should be fine. Okay. I'll just try not to talk over the character speaking.
Lyria's voice echoed through the darkness. It was familiar. Painfully familiar. Just like the day we met. before this whole long journey began. Though I could barely use my sword, I tried to protect Lyria from the Empire. I almost died. But then...
You protected me. Now it's my turn to save you. Take my power. Let it guide you. Let it become your strength. I know you can do this.
Our lives are linked. While I may not fully understand how, Lyria gave half her life to save me. Her gift gave me the push I needed to pursue my own quest, finding Estalucia, Island of the Astrals. It was a fabled place at the end of the sky, where dreams are said to come true. Lyria and I, not to mention our ever-growing crew, are still continuing our search. But someday we'll find it. Then finally, the life link between us will... Huh? Where am I? Oh, right. Lyria fell from the ship, then Vern and I leapt after her.
You gotta wake up! Come on! Open your eyes! I said wake up! You okay, buddy? Jeez. Scared me half to death, you know?
Okay, maybe it's safe to talk now. Did I see any unannounced characters?
Having that dream about Lyria again? Maybe you bumped your head on the way down.
This game was definitely fun to play, though.
I didn't see where she fell.
Did you have JPV? Yeah. So after the very beginning of this, so 20 minutes into this, I switch over to the Japanese voices because honestly, those are the voices that I recognize as a player of the browser mobile game. But I wanted to at least give people that want to hear the English version of the game a chance to hear what it sounds like. Because there's a lot of people that like are going to be playing this for the first time that haven't been playing the original one. So they I'll at least want to show that the game has English voices. Because that's a question that pops up constantly. How did the control feel? It feels really good to play.
This forest is huge.
Very smooth.
Lost, okay, pal? You find something? It might come in handy later.
And I had to I even though this is just like a play session, an early play session, I was still going into my like treasure hunter tendencies, looking into like every crevice to see if I could find stuff. But I was like, okay, I need to I'm meant to be just recording this so I can show you guys, so I need to stop getting distracted. That's why you'll see there's like random patches of the playthrough where it kind of like cuts. You can probably see it cut a little bit. I'm cutting out me just running around and exploring things.
Continues behind that ivy. Can you clear it?
Do I recommend Versus for a good introduction to newcomers? If you like fighting games, then yeah, go for it. Go for it. I mean, Versus will be there will be a free-to-play version of it, so you can at least try that to get into it. And I believe it contains the story that was in the previous Versus for the free-to-play version. I'm sorry, if I don't get to your question, just ask me it again. Just ask me it again. Do you need to play Granblue Fantasy to know the story here? No. What they say is the only thing you really need to know is the relationship between Lyria and the captain. But they kind of explain that at the very beginning. You just need to know that their lives are linked together. All right, first fight, and you'll get to see how the game actually flows as well. Because I remember everyone was trying to figure out whether or not the game like was like mission based. There are quests, but the game just flows like a standard JRPG from one area to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. Can you fall in the world off the edge? I don't think you can fall off the edge or anything. I mean, story-wise, they seem to fall off stuff, but I don't think you can, like, actually gameplay-wise. Are you stuck with one character, or can you switch between them? You can switch between them at specific places. You can't switch between them on the fly during battle. You can do it in town, and you can do it at specific places in the field, but you just can't just do it, like, when you're in the middle of a fight. But you can play as other characters. For the main story, from what I saw, you need to keep Djeeta or the captain in the party for the main story, but you can play as other characters. They just need to be there. Yo, what's up, Grim? Similar to Monster Hunter. The quest mode is very similar to like Monster Hunter. It's like a combination of Monster Hunter and Phantasy Star. Okay, cutscene. Let me stop talking.
I knew you'd find me. But still, I was afraid I might never see you again. Oh, talk about close call. I'd almost given up hope. Thank you for saving me. We're just happy you're safe.
No, this isn't early access.
These trees and meet up with the crew.
This isn't early access. I went to an event yesterday, so I got invited by Cygames, and I played a good chunk of the game. I played 2 hours of the main story. I played multiplayer for 40 minutes, and then we watched an Endgame session as well, a demonstration, like a live demonstration. Endgame looks ridiculous. Think Final Fantasy 14, an action version of Final Fantasy 14, raid mechanics and all. It's nutty. And they were just using a very specific strategy to get things done, so there is like synergy between the different characters as well. Yeah, they're just going over the elemental weaknesses now. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, once this is done, I'll show you what the end game. I'll give you like a peek of the end game. It doesn't contain everything I saw, but they were nice enough to actually send footage of the end game portion of the game, so you can see one of the end game fights. But then they were like, as crazy as it looked when we saw it, they were like, "Don't worry, guys, that's not even the hardest stuff in the game." I was like, "Okay, there's even more." You got like the AoE circles you remember in Final Fantasy 14, you've got that stacked on top of like other AoE, stacked on top of other mechanics, while you're trying to like actually fight the boss at the same time. It's crazy. But you'll see it, you'll see it. Is this a demo? No, this was like, when I spoke to them, they said this was like a modified version of the full game. So it's still like an in development version, but this was like the game. It was the game. You'll even see some of those, you'll even see raid mechanics within just the normal boss fights inside of this. Furycane, you get to see the second phase of Furycane in the in all of the preview stuff that they had for this game. They only shows you the first phase, but they show you the second phase as well. Like the ones where you have to like run out from the boss, then run back in, all that kind of stuff. Where they'll have like a donut in them, they'll have like a circle in the middle, you run away from the circle in the middle, then they'll have on the outer edge of the arena, they'll have like an AoE like closing in on you, so you have to run back. It's like, I like what they've done.
Rackham! We're over here! Burn, behind you!
He also ran that. Yeah, animation-wise, this game is done very well.
That's a rock monster almost gave me a heart attack.
Oh yeah, this is an MMO. This is a story-driven RPG, but it also has like an MMO. No, damn it, not MMO. It also has a multiplayer side attached to it. That's pretty much just as big or as important as the story. And thank you for the member. But yeah, just keep in mind though, at this point in the game, I don't have perfect dodge and I don't have perfect parry yet, so I haven't got them unlocked. I only realized I was still going through my usual tendencies where I don't spend my skill points until the very end, so you kind of see that in this. So like, pretty much when it gets to the end, I was like, oh, okay, let me like spend everything. So I can dodge right now, but I can't do perfect dodges or anything.
Glad to see you too, bro.
Did you manage to get into skill customization at all? Yeah, so there's a little bit of that inside of here as well. Not as in depth because this is still the beginning of the game. Well, oh my god! When they in the endgame thing, they showed us what their character looked like. The endgame like gear sets. We weren't allowed to take any pictures of it or record it. This game's gonna be a grind. I'll tell you that. If you play the original game, like just that, remember the stuff like damage caps, all of that kind of stuff. It's back. Damage caps, damage cap breaking, all of that stuff. All the additive, multiplicative bonuses, all of that's back. Get ready to grind and like mess with builds. Is there a job system? No. There's no job system in this one for Djeeta. Instead, they made all of the characters very unique.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, back to grinding. There's like a simplified version of the grid system in the game where it's like sigils. There's like 15, I want to say 12 to 15 slots of sigils, but then your weapon has multiple slots in there as well. But you can only equip one weapon. It's just like, it's your main weapon and then like a bunch of sigils that you have to like slot in to customize the different abilities. Stuff like skill cooldown reduction, stuff like skill cooldown reduction on hits, all that kind of stuff. You only control one character. You can switch between them when you're out of combat during specific like places or in the middle of town, but in general, you're going to be controlling the one character you set out with until you decide to switch. Alright, Skybound Arts. Someone new to Granblue Fantasy. Yeah, it does do a good job of like introducing the world and characters, but I will say you may be a little bit lost in the very beginning. Because the characters are already like an established group. It's not like you're just meeting them for the first time. So you will need to actually just, they do a little small introduction at the very beginning, you'll see it. But it may be worth just looking up who Lyria and the captain are and what their relationship is between each other. They kind of go into a little bit of detail about it in this, but it's unless you go into it and you watch all of the extra content, you might miss a few things. But they do have ways for you to read up on past information. They're full Fate episodes that goes into the backstory of characters, and you'll see one in this. Okay, I'll stop talking again.
Do forgive me for being late, Captain.
Hope you saved some fun for me.
No, Myra's crazy. Oh my god. Definitely going to be a first pick for me.
Oh, thanks for the save, Eugen.
Lyria, about what happened with Bahamut. Do you have it under control now?
Yes, I think I do. Why'd it flip out on us? I don't really know. Well, hanging out here isn't gonna help. How about we head back to the Grand Cipher? I'm with Eo. Better get moving before more monsters get the munchies.
In that case, maybe we should follow this trail instead.
I saw your question about feedback. I'll get to it in a sec.
Town. Doesn't that sound like the perfect place to learn more about Zega Grande?
Let's go check out that town then.
Yeah, that's a good idea. What we need right now is information.
Then it's settled. Into town we go. Wonder if they got any plump, juicy apples. Oh, Vern, you're always thinking about food. Look who's talking. My tummy always picks the worst time to growl.
You heard Lyria's stomach. Let's go find that town.
Okay, yeah. When it comes to feedback between attacks, it depends on the character. There's certain, if the character is like a heavy weapon user, or like someone that has like, I guess, slower, more powerful attacks, you can feel the impact way more on those characters. But the characters that are like more rapid, you're gonna get less feedback on those characters because they're like, I guess they're just meant to be really quick, and it's meant to be like the weapons are just going through the enemy at a rapid pace. But yeah, you will feel the impact. Characters like Siegfried, he's Siegfried, and actually every single character, when they're doing link attacks, that feels nice and like chunky. There's like a nice, the animations like carry the feeling of impact more than anything. And you will see the enemies getting like staggered and stuff. You'll see it. It depends, but yes, it is there. Do choices have any meaning? From what I've seen, not really. Just yeah, it's just to hear or see what they say, basically. And this game is coming out in February 1st. And are there different outfits?
Probably got a strong trade network going.
I want to say yes, because there is a section in the menu where it shows different, where it's got like a character's portrait and it says like customization for the characters. And I'm assuming when there's like, oh, this is the glossary, so you can see more information about certain things. But it's like portraits of them, and it's like, I need to go into the menu and check it. It's not in this video. I was gonna save it for like a dedicated video, but there was a menu that seemed like it will be for different character outfits. And then on below that was the character color packs. So it was like a separate menu for both.
I know, but we're in a brand new town and I want to explore it with everyone.
Well, Captain?
This is not a demo. I went to an event yesterday and I played it. And what's the combat system like? It's kind of its own thing. It's very good though. It feels like you're playing an action game.
Where you guys get your energy from?
It's very, very action focused and very team-based focused. So there's a lot of mechanics that require you
Meantime, I'll grab the Gran
teaming up with your party members.
stock around here somewhere.
As for me,
Steam says 31st. It depends on your time zone and region, and whether or not the Steam version is based on like Japanese time
What's with you geezers?
or the Japanese version. Wait, it'll either be the 31st or the 1st.
still after a long hike.
Ugh, you don't deserve anything.
You're all too much. Anyway, after exploring for a bit, let's meet back at that big building over there.
Yeah, if you have any questions and I miss it, just ask again. I'm sorry if I'm like missing them. Are there any ways for players to hold boss aggro and play like a tank of the party? Yes, there are specific tank characters. Like when I get to the end game, you'll see Vayne fulfilling that role. He can set up like invincibility shields, and you can get sigils that increase your aggro. Okay, we switched back to the original voices now, so you'll be hearing the Japanese voices from now. But you can play like, each character has like, it's not like they have a class, but they do have a role that they can play. Now you have characters that can heal, you have characters that can like do damage, like focused on damage, characters that can tank. It is free to play gacha get. Oh, this one, it's just like a premium game, you just buy it and play it. No gacha, no like, nothing like that. You just like buy it and play it. Yeah, you can play solo if you want to. Have I played through the full game? No, I've only played up to chapter 3 of this. No, up to the beginning of chapter 4. But you'll get to see chapter 1, 2, and 3 in this. Will there be a demo? I hope so, but I have no idea yet. Do the attacks have any impact feedback or vibration feedback? Oh yeah, I mentioned that earlier. there is like good feedback to it. Vibration, I'm not too sure on the controller though. I can't actually remember, to be honest. So Sierra, they're actually showing you what you can do with her. You can she pretty much sells materials, and it's her that you'll go to unlock characters. You have like tickets that you can use to like claim a character after you've I won't be able to show you like the actual characters that you can get, but they will like show this small tutorial bubble so you can see exactly what it is. It's not an open world game. It's not an open world game, but there are areas that are like slightly bigger. You will see one of them inside of this. Don't think about it in the sense that it's like a big meadow. Just think of it more like it's got more verticality and like lower areas, and you just like go around and explore and find things in there. It's like loads of treasure chests and stuff dotted around. I still have no idea if you can like how easy it will be to like return to places you've been to yet, because pretty much what I played, they're constantly moving you forward. But I did see it somewhere there was like a chapter select, so at some point you will be able to like select the chapters you've gone through and just like replay them or like revisit areas. But I don't know, from after chapter 3 I'm not too sure how the game like flows or opens up. How many characters total in this game that are playable? I don't know the total number off the top of my head, but just a lot. A lot. There are loads of characters in this. Confirm. Oh, okay. For multiplayer, for getting more quests, it's gonna be like story progress. And think of it like Monster Hunter as well, where you go up through the quests, and then you'll need to complete specific quests, and once you complete those specific quests, there'll be like a rank up quest that you need to do that's slightly harder. And once you complete the rank up quest, then you move on to like the next tier. So they will be constantly gating you from like harder stuff until you're strong enough to actually get further. But the multiplayer system is well thought out. I will show you a quest inside of this that functions pretty much as a multiplayer. And I believe there was someone that was asking about leaderboards for a while. But like there is like a score at the end of the multiplayer, so you can see which party member did what and like who's the MVP of the team is and all that kind of thing. I played with the director yesterday. His Lancelot is like, he's a good Lancelot player. He dumpstered everyone in terms of like score at the end of it. Because like my team had like one missing player and he like played with us, Yasuyuki Kaji. His EO and his Lancelot's strong. Hello. Yes, I will be sharing you a lot of information. Okay, so crewmate card is what you'll be using to like get more characters. So that's pretty much it. I didn't actually go into the menu to show you, but like that's what the crewmate cards do, and you'll get them as you progress through the story. And then you can just like select which character you want and then play as them or put them into your party. How early can you get the cute bunny girl? Wait, which character is that? Yeah, there's no crossplay, but PS4 and PS5 can play together. That's something that happens. Which character have I played with and which have I had the most fun with? I played as Gran Djeeta. I played as Narmaya. Who else did I try? I played as Lancelot before. I played as Siegfried before. I played as EO before. I played as Catalina before. But I think Narmaya? Narmaya's great. Oh yeah, you're gonna hear the lizard thing quite a bit. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to play Fairy though. our multiplayer session was like pretty short, so I didn't get to play as many of the characters that I wanted to. Crossplay between, yeah, it seems like crossplay between PC and console is still off the table at the moment, but hopefully they like change their mind later. Is there multiple? Oh yeah, I think from what I saw, they were like, I saw 3 slots, but I don't know if you could like create more. I just saw that they were like, they had like pre-made saves in like some of the other slots, but I saw like 3 of them there. Would you bet how much percentage of the game I was able to record? They've said that the main story is roughly like 20 hours long, and I played it for like 2 hours, so what, like 10%. But that's just for until the credits roll. But there's like more story after that, and then after that there's Endgame. I'm sorry about me talking over these cutscenes. If you want me to like stop talking and you want to hear it, like let me know. Will it be able to reach uncapped frame rates on PC? Hopefully. I'm not too sure though. But what I can say is people that play the mobile game will know the character. Or will they? Yeah, the end game boss that I'll show you is I'm pretty sure you'll know Radis. He's the boss. He's inside of this game. So he's the boss that I'll show you like a clip of. He was in the trailer anyway, but it is actually confirmed to be him. But I don't know who any of the other fights are. Radis, that lightning, that white dragon. I'm definitely gonna upload a few more, like a bunch of other videos for this though. Don't worry. Like I kind of just wanted to do this just so I could show you what I recorded, but then I'll get into my like usual in-depth like breakdown videos for specific things. I'm sorry if I missed any of your questions. Just ask again. Just ask again. Or ask again, or just like ask me on like Twitter or Discord if I like completely miss it. Like I'll get to him. Did they say anything about adding new characters? They didn't say anything about adding new characters. They just keep saying we can't talk about it yet. So it seems like it's gonna be on the cards, but they just can't say anything about it yet. Yes, I will show you a Fate episode. But here's the thing, the Fate episode that I'm going to show you, I don't think all of the Fate episodes are like that. There's different styles, but I'm assuming that the flashback ones are pretty much, it's almost like an audiobook. They're just like talking. It's just talking in text, basically, telling you what happened in the past. But they're broken up into like 10 or 11 different like chapters that you go through. And they're based on like the progress you've made through the story. But there's meant to be different types of Fate episodes, like ones with combat, ones with quests. So I'm assuming past Fate episodes, that past Fate episodes are going to be like told in like audiobook form, but all the Fate episodes that are taking place in like current time are going to be the ones we actually go out and do quests on. But yeah, you'll see, I did record like a bit of ones, you'll be able to see it. Yeah, but I'll be surprised if they didn't release more characters. Like, they've got a massive roster. They can like reach in and like grab some. Any idea what character can use healing spells? Oh, from what I saw, Djeeta can use Djeeta can use it. Rosetta, Catalina, EO. I'll let you know about that one though, because I've seen the different characters' skills, but I just can't remember off the top of my head. So I need to go back through my footage and like check which characters can actually use more healing stuff. But you can give characters like passive healing sigils, like regen and all that kind of stuff, if you wanted to, unless you wanted to specifically play as a healer character. But I'll have to like dig through my footage and see which other characters can heal too. Yeah, when I was playing, the PS5 version was stable. It was. How am I currently playing? I'm not playing at the moment, but I went to an event yesterday and played a good section of the game. I was there from like 1 p.m. till like 8 p.m. just playing Granblue and watching presentations on Granblue. It was great. But yeah, this is just what I recorded while I was there. Yeah, Rosetta's playable. Yeah, she is. So all of the main cast are playable. You need to have the captain in the party, but you can play as the other characters in the party. You just need to be in specific places to be able to switch to them. But yeah, you will need to actually have you will need to have Djeeta in the party or Gran. But then you can just like play as anyone you want, once you want to lock them. And thank you, Chaos. Is there any food buff? I don't think so. I don't think I actually noticed anything like that. I'm trying to think if there was something else that was similar, but I don't think there was like any food buff that I saw. I'm gonna say no for now, but I'll get back to you when I like actually dig through the footage and stuff. Oh yeah, like the PS5 version was like 60 FPS stable. It was. There's a performance mode and a graphics mode. I was playing this in performance mode. I think performance mode was 1080 60 and the other one was 4K 30, I think. I need to double check on that though. And she Conqueror of Eternals a riot. Will there be English voiceover too, or JP? Yes, there is. I was showing the English voiceover earlier. There is an English voiceover to the game. It's like fully voiced in English, but you can switch between them. The only reason I put it back to Japanese is because I'm just very used to the characters in Japanese at the moment, or like already, because I've been playing the original game. Favorite character? What, in Granblue in general, or this one? I really liked playing as I really like playing as Narmaya in this. I feel like she's gonna be the first unlock I have. She does feel like she's gonna be like a technical character to play as. She's like very timing based and like stance switching, constantly stance switching. But yeah, she was fun to play. It does feel like there's gonna be. It feels like there's really low level content that anyone can get into and ease themselves into the game, but then there's like a high. It feels like there's like a really high skill cap for anyone that's playing this. Any character, there's like a really high skill cap to the game. In terms of like dodging and parrying and stuff as well. From the looks of it, the game does seem like it doesn't have a lot of content. I'm just hoping that because of the amount of content they put in there, I'm just hoping that like certain aspects of the content doesn't start to suffer because they try to like cram so much in. I still need to see more of the Fate episodes to like, so I'm reserving judgment too much on them at the moment. But it did feel like the one that I saw is like, it's just like really basic. You don't really need any more than that, but it would have been nice to actually like play through a flashback. But I guess that's like asking too much. It's good that they've actually put it in there, but you'll see what the Fae episode that I'm talking about looks like. But I want to see what the other ones are like, because they've said there are different types of Fae episode. I would assume you can play this with mouse and keyboard. I haven't actually played the PC version yet. I think you can get weapons from treasure chests and drops and stuff as well. Can't 100% confirm that, but I think you can. I think I remember reading that somewhere. Are there a lot of loading screens? No. And when there are loading screens, they load really quick, at least on the PS5. Will party members level up with you? I think they do to an extent. But I think it's like the party, I think it's like the story, like during the story, I think they will, but I'll need to double check. Let me get back to you on that one. I need to see what the levels are of the other characters in the party as I go through. But off the top of my head, from what I remember, I do remember there being, I don't know if there's like I don't know if the EXP modifier is like different for who's in the party and out of it, but there was like a clear gap between the characters I was using and the ones I wasn't using. So it's possible that it's possible that it's only the characters you're using, but I'll double check. Yeah, passive. I actually did read that question. What was your Granblue one? And no, I won't be rolling in Nikki. I'm saving because I got Naga and Tia now, so I don't need any other characters just yet. Yeah, story is solo. Quests are multiplayer, or can be multiplayer. Is Roland going to be playable? No idea. I'm not sure. Will some of the original OST be in Relink? Yeah. Yeah, there's either remixes of the original songs, or there's like just the original song in there. You'll hear some of them later. So from this point onwards, I spent a lot of time just exploring the town, but now you're gonna see how the game flows from the story perspective. So you see how things are just like constantly move forward and move forward and move forward. Where you'll see that the game just flows pretty much like a standard JRPG. It's just constantly moving forward. You don't need to like select quests or missions to progress. It's just a constant progression. Oh yeah, the bosses are very fun to fight. And it does feel like the bosses are tuned in a way to put up a fight as well. Because there are phases where they will resist damage and you're forced into handling their mechanics. So you can't like evade, you can't like try and like skip over their mechanics. You're forced into actually doing them. So you do, because you do reduce damage, so you need to evade their stuff. Will the characters have different clothes and skins? It seems like it. We already know that Gran and Djeeta have one. But it does seem like there's like an option. It doesn't seem like there's going to be a section where outfits will be added, but I just can't confirm it yet because they haven't said anything. Yeah, you'll see with the bosses. I can't remember what it's called. I want to say
私たちも同行させてはもらえないだろうか。
it's called blood something, not bloodlust, but like this blood something. When they go into that phase, like just yeah, you gotta respect him. Just don't get hit.
さっき聖少獣って言ってましたよね。もしそれで
Bloodthirst. That's it.
助けになりたいで
That's
す
it.
俺らは今日この空域にたどり着いたんだが、着いたそばから一悶着あったな。聖少獣か星神様かわからんが。
No, not overdrive. It's like an additional mechanic on top of overdrive.
つまり私たちの目的も同じってことよ。それなら問題はないでしょ。
It's like while they're in overdrive, they just get even more aggressive, and your damage to them is reduced by a lot as well.
人手は多い方がありがたいですが。わかりました。ではお願いできますか。現地では何が起こるかわかりません。今のうちに準備を整えておいてください。
Oh, the battle system's good. It's very heavy on. It leans very heavily into team-based play or party play. So you're using like the other characters to like to chain attacks off each other. But it is good.
準備は万全だ。
You can play on your own if you want to, but you will benefit more by playing like with party members. I'm not too sure how demanding this will be for PC yet. I'm not sure. Yeah, all the characters will have like their own stats and skills. Like you can. So here's what they said. I need to go through my audio to like hear exactly what they said because there was like a mini Q&A session. But for multiplayer, if you're the host and you're playing with friends, you can bring them and carry them without like having to meet the gear checks and all that kind of stuff. But if you're joining randoms, then you will need to make, there's no like scaling or anything like that, so you won't be scaled down to like any levels and stuff. You will be OP in like quests where the enemies are weaker. But for matchmaking when you're fighting with random people, you will have to adhere to like specific like requirements before you can enter, and you won't get matched with people that are severely stronger than you. They try to find people in the same range as you. But if you're playing with friends, you can just pull them. You can just go around and like pull them around wherever you want. You can just like carry people if you really wanted to. Okay, so now I'll show you one of the quests, or maybe is it a Fate episode first? Okay, so here's the Fate episodes. So the Fate, it seems like the Fate episodes will be available as soon as you unlock the character. So these are the ones that are available right now, and I'll show you how the very first one for Djeeta is. It's pretty much just an explanation of how they met, or how Lyria and the captain met. But what I want to see, because there's like loads, I'll go into it and you'll see there's different ones. You get stat boosts and you unlock extra. I'm assuming those are sigil slots, but there's like quite a few of the different ones that you need to do. But I'm assuming the very first few, I'm assuming are all backstory, and then from those ones onwards are going to be current time ones. I just want to see how different the ones in current time are to the flashback ones, because this is a flashback. And you can see it's pretty much just an explanation. Okay, I'll stop talking for this.
それを追って私は青い髪の少女ルリアと彼女を守る騎士のカタリナさんに出会った。怯えた様子のルリアは軍事帝国エルステの兵士に追われていた。放っておくことなんてできなかった。ルリアを守るために剣を抜いた。帝国兵相手には何とか前線できたけど、軍事用に刺激された魔物ヒドラが森を焼きながら私に襲いかかってきた。そして生死の淵をさまようほどの傷を負い、私は命の光を手放した。飛空士である父さんに憧れて、たくさん、本当にたくさんの修練を積んできた。 でも帝国の操る巨大な魔物を相手に全く太刀打ちできなかった。私はここで死ぬのか。暗闇の底でそう思った矢先、体が優しい光に包まれた。
Are you fine with me talking over them?
ルリアの不思議な力、命のリンクのおかげで。
It's pretty short anyway. Well, it's not really short. It's probably like 2 minutes long.
この瞬間、私はルリアと一つの命を共有することになった。不思議な力が使える不思議な女の子。その青く澄んだ瞳を見ていたら、死ぬかもしれないという不安な気持ちはいつの間にかなくなってた。二人で一つの命、つまり一心同体。ルリアは私のために自分の命を使ってくれた。私は生きたいと強く願って彼女の手を取った。次の瞬間、ルリアと私は目覚める竜の鼓動を感じた。資源の竜、闇の炎の子。私たちの声に応えてくれたバハムートは圧倒的な力で巨大な魔物ヒドラをなぎ払った。その力に恐れをなした帝国はザンクティンゼルから撤退していった。もしもあの時逃げ出していたらどうなっていただろう。森に走らずルリアと出会わなかったら、私はまだザンクティンゼルにとどまっていたかもしれない。きっといろんな因果が重なって今があるんだ。これからの旅もたくさんの選択を迫られるだろう。過酷な運命が立ちはだかることもあるかもしれない。でも何が起こっても私は絶対に諦めない。後悔だけはしたくないから。
Man, my typing sucks. Like I'm missing out letters. I'm just looking at it. I'm like, hang on a second. How am I missing letters out of cutscenes? But yeah, that was a Fate episode. I think I'd go into a quest now so you can see what a full quest looks like. And then you can see the post-quest screen. So these are the different types of quests that are available at the time. Boss, Horde mode, and Conquest. I think I picked the Horde mode for this one specifically. So these are the 3 that are available when you first start. But this is pretty much what things would look like if you want to play online with someone as well. But I'm just doing it solo in this instance. There we go. It did seem, when I was playing multiplayer, it did seem like there were a ton of quests. There are a lot of them. And they were all broken into like different tiers as well. I want to say... I'm not entirely sure. I want to say there was probably like 4 tiers, maybe? 3 or 4 tiers? I say tiers, but there was like 2 different difficulties per tier. So I want to say like easy, normal, hard, very hard, something, 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 something. But yeah, something else I noticed about quests as well is some of the extra objectives in there are clearly there to add replayability, because they will give you, even in the main story, they will put things in there that are way above your power level, so you can either grind your way to like do them, or You can grind your way up to do them, or you can just like go back and do them later on to like give you a reason to go back to previous stuff you've done. So like some of these additional objectives where they're time-based, like if you don't have the power to do them within the time limit at that time, you can always just come back later and redo it. And then I assume it will add something that's it will add like an extra thing to the mission that's appropriate to whatever the higher power would be. Like they've already shown us that like meeting the time limit with certain quests will spawn another boss. But you'll see there's certain things inside the story mode where you'll touch like a stone, and it'll spawn. There will be a designated area that you need to fight in, and you need to kill like enemies within the time limit. So there'll be like a bar on the screen going down. You have to like beat the enemy before it disappears. But I think I did it I attempted it in this. You'll see. I fail it. Because the enemies are like level 15 and I think I was like level 6 or 7. I was just like, alright, fair enough. I guess I ain't doing this. But I failed it because I hit the enemy out of the area, then I chased it and then I ran out of the area and like it failed. So I was like, oh, okay. I was gonna fail anyway, but you can actually just like leave the designated area and like end up failing by accident. Do I think they'll show up in the Game Awards? Maybe. They've been showing up a lot of the Western events. Like I think they were a Summer Game Fest, right, as well. And they were on the PlayStation stream as well, the PlayStation like event stream as well. At some point, I remember. So maybe they will be at the Game Awards. It's just easy mode. This is like one of the very first quests in the game. So quests have their own difficulty. So I think the difficulty for it actually was easy. But with quest mode, you can't change the difficulty. It's what they give you. You start easy, then you go to normal, then from normal you go to like hard, then I guess very hard, and then you go up from there. You have to progress through them. But even though this is easy, you still see that I didn't actually fulfill all of the objectives because I didn't meet the time limit. Characters aren't strong enough yet, so I can come back later and see if I can actually finish it to get the extra additional objectives. So I didn't clear within 2 minutes. And I didn't even know you could like pick up the barrels that were there at the time. But yeah, here's the events, here's the reward screen, so you can see all the stuff that you've got. First time rewards and then just like general drops from the quest as well. Look in the quest log at the top. Oh, my bad. Okay, so the objectives, yeah, the objective was like to complete in like 2 minutes. Next time, if there's something like noteworthy in the corner, I'll either turn off my camera or like let you know what's there. But right now, all it says is get ready and go to the dock. No, this is not open beta. I just went to an event and I played it yesterday. It was like a Granblue event. But yeah, if I miss any of your questions, just ask me again. Ask me again, or here's the side quests. So you can pick up side quests inside of town, and then once you've completed, you can just teleport straight to the person that you need to hand it into, which is nice and handy. Are there summons in Relink? Yes, but I think they're going to be scripted. There's like moments in certain fights where summons happen, but you don't. From what I saw, you don't have any control over that. It just happens as part of the fight. And yes, changing weapons does change its appearance, and it does seem to be like a weapon like skin feature as well. So if you just like the skin of a weapon that you don't want to use anymore, you can still use the skin. Do Gran and Djeeta exist in the same universe? Oh no, you just switch between them in this. It's like the mobile game. You just toggle between the two different characters, depending on which one you want to play, but they're still considered the same character. Okay, from here, this is when they start heading into like the more open areas, so you'll see what that's like. From here, it's pretty much just story after story after story after story. There's no more me just running around in town like messing around. This is it. I'm not sure about like the other endgame enemies. You will be fighting like human enemies inside of this, that's for sure. But I don't know what the endgame fights are going to be like. The endgame fight that I've been shown is Dragon. And yeah, Djeeta speaks, but she only speaks. She speaks at during certain cutscenes and during certain dialogue choices. She's more vocal than I was expecting, though.
この機空団の一員だ。ラカムだ。よろしくな。私はヒヨ。
おいけんだ。
ロゼッタよ。
オイラはピーッティンだ。ルリアです。よろしくお願いします。
そして彼女が団長だ。
Yeah, from what I saw, the characters were like level 1. They were like characters they showed that are level 100. Characters were level 100, but there were enemies that are at a higher level than your player character can get.
家具の修理から恋の悩みまでお困りごとはズバッと解決。この便利やローランに
I'm not sure about level limit break yet. That could be something they patch in further down the line, but at launch it seems like it's going to be 100.
という感じで、はい。
なんかちょっと変わったやつみてえだな。し、聞こえちゃうでしょ。ひとまずよろしくな。
Oh, the skill tree gets pretty long, but like it's chapter locked by the story as well. So so depending on how far you're in the story, there's only certain parts of the tree that you can get down to. And there's two trees as well. There's like an offensive skill tree, then you got a defensive skill tree for like each character. But you'll see a bit of that when I start upgrading my characters a little bit further on. Is the combat very similar? No. I mean, it's gonna have similarities, but this combat system is like very much its own thing. This feels more like you're playing an action game. Even though like you kind of did with Arise, but it feels more free flowing in this. If that even makes any sense. Rather than like, because I know in terms of Arise, a lot of it comes down to like chaining skills together and stuff, right? But like you got like light attack and heavy attack doing proper combos with the characters in this. So there's like this game is very it's much more mechanic heavy. So yeah, I guess you could say hack and slash. Well, I guess it's hack and slash, but with purpose. You can button mash, but then you're gonna mess up everything about the character. Do you think the newcomers should watch the anime? I think newcomers should watch the first episode of the anime. Or the whole anime if you really want to, but the first episode should like give you enough of an introduction. Just to get like who the characters are, but then I guess the rest you can fill in with Fate episodes. But yeah, it definitely feels like the story starts with established characters that know each other already. So people coming in without knowing who anyone is, they're gonna feel like they're kind of just watching from afar, and they're not like being taken through step by step. But hopefully, with all the Fate episodes, you can actually catch up on like who the characters are. I've only seen one of them so far, so I don't really know how deep they get. Is it worth the wait? I would say yes, it was worth the wait. It feels like this game could have been made. It could have been like released a lot like earlier. Or I guess they could have made it like a lot earlier, but based on like what I've played, I'm fine with it taking this long. I know that it's gone through like multiple remakes and like rebuilds and all that kind of stuff, but the current product or the end product or the end result is good enough for me to like just not care that I waited this long. Like once I started playing it, I was just like, okay, this is it. I'm playing it now. Don't really care.
避難してきた彼らをここに残していくわけにも。さて、どうしたものか。団長。ゴブリンだ魔物だってんなら、ここは俺たちの出番じゃねえか。
Yeah, like I'm glad that they like took so long to like bring it out in this state because it feels like they've refined a ton of stuff inside of this. It feels polished to hell.
僕は避難してきた彼らを船に乗せてから向かいます。皆さんは道すがら逃げ遅れた方。
It just feels like a lot of the mechanics and just like gameplay aspects of it is just really fine-tuned.
そうだ。これを何かあったらこれで連絡を取り合いましょう。
Do you think gatekeeping will be a problem with the time limit bonus quest? Maybe, but hopefully the power level requirements on quests compensate for that enough. Hopefully the power levels they put there are there because they assume that people that meet that requirement can actually hit those like additional objectives. And I'm sure that the requirements will get more strict the higher difficulty the game gets. But yeah, you can already see how the game's flowing. It's like, you can see that it's just constantly moving forward like a normal RPG. Quest mode follows a quest system, like mission based, but like story mode is just story. And here's a save point. Some of them you can use Sierras are some of them. You can use it to like do blacksmithing and stuff, but then you've got some of them that are just like a save point and a healing point. And yeah, if you notice any weird cuts in the footage, that's just me like cutting out where I'm running around and doing like really absent-minded things, like checking corners for stuff, or like just jumping up and down for like no real reason. So I just got rid of all the weird stuff I do when I'm playing games. But yeah, this is one of the more, I guess, like open areas. So you can move around, you can do things that are not. That don't revolve around doing like one specific objective. You can at least like run around and explore the area a bit. There will be objectives to do, but you can go run around and like look for treasure and all that kind of stuff, all that kind of thing. There's like distractions and diversions. Is the game highly hub-based? No maps in between locations, hubs. This is what you're seeing right now. It's like it will be like a constant flow between like area to area to area, rather than like area hub, area hub, area hub. It's just like constantly free-flowing. I don't know how many towns there are going to be in the game. The trailers make it look like there are multiple towns, but we just have to see how like that plays out as you get further. Because at the point where I had to stop playing, it was, I'm assuming, before things start to open up. But as of right now, I'm just like constantly moving forward. But I'm gonna assume there's gonna be one town per like biome, maybe? I'm gonna assume that. Because at the very least it seems like there's two, but I'm assuming there's gonna be like one in the desert area as well. Assuming. My character's locked to one element. Yeah, okay, so characters are locked to one element, but characters' skills can have different elements. I don't know how that works, like damage-wise. I don't know if there's like a multiplier for like character damage and then a multiplier for skill damage. I don't know how that works yet. But skills, like take Io for instance. She's light-based, but she's got skills that are ice element. She's got skills that are electric element. Well, light. That would be light as well. She got fire. She's got different elements. You'll see when you look at the skill palette at the bottom of the screen, you can tell which element that skill is. So the ones in Djeeta are green because they're wind based, but you're on the other characters, you'll see they're different colors. Where's Narmaya? I played Narmaya, but I wasn't allowed to record any of the multiplayer, unfortunately. I wish I could, but hopefully you won't have to wait until too long before I'll be able to like show more stuff. Well, hopefully. No, I mean it's only like 2 months until the game releases as well. And yeah, sorry if I miss any of your questions, just like ask me again. But yeah, you can see how big these or wide these areas are compared to some of the other ones. And it's not like you're not allowed to like divert and go and do other stuff while you're in this area. So like I know it's a treasure chest in the distance, I'll run over to it and like fight the enemies to get them out of the way, and then grab it. I'm just hoping that there's like a lot of areas like this, and I'm hoping that the amount of areas you can like look around in get more intricate. Have you ever used guard? Does guard use more advantages though? At this point, I haven't unlocked perfect guard and I haven't unlocked perfect dodge, but there are moments where I do actually guard. But perfect guard increases the enemy's stun gauge. If you perfect guard and you like knock them off balance, then spikes their stun gauge, which allows you to like link attack like easier. But if you evade, you get the invincibility frames. So there's benefits to both. Perfect guard is going to be more beneficial to you if you're playing more aggressively, or like evasion if you're playing more defensively. Any idea how the devs seem to have 3 saves? I'm not entirely sure. I think it's like overwriting the save that I selected at the beginning. I think you can make. I think it's probably a thing where the save slots are pretty much like profiles, where when you start the game you can have like that designated slot, but then once you're playing, you're overwriting that slot constantly, rather than like making multiple saves for that one profile. So it's probably each time you make a new game, you're like making like a completely different profile. From what I saw, there was no durability, weapon durability, anything like that. And I assume there were invisible walls like along the edge of the map so you don't fall off. Is it easier to dodge or guard with different characters? Yes. Like everyone's gonna have like a dodge and a parry, but like there's certain characters that have that built into their like attack mechanics. So yes, but it depends on the character. So like Lancelot, his mechanics allow him to just like dodge in the middle of attacks. And when you dodge in the middle of attacks, you get like extra bonuses. But it feels like the characters that have like dodge and parries built into their mechanics have like a wider window to actually do those compared to if you're just doing it raw with any character. Can you refund the weapon upgrades? I'm not too sure. I don't think so. I feel like with the upgrades, I assume you need to commit. I assume. I need to like double check that. Release date's February. And demo? Not sure about demo. I hope so, but I'm not sure. I really enjoyed playing this. Like, I had a lot of fun with this. Did they all do ultimates if you're a G? You can change the setting. So you can either set it so like the other party members do ultimates, trigger ultimates when like everyone's ready, or you can switch it so you're the only one that triggers it, and then after you've triggered it, they'll follow up. So you can choose which one. But you can't, no, two party members can't do it at the same time. It's like once one person triggers it, the other person has to wait until they're done, and then after they've done, then they can follow up and follow up and follow up. And yeah, you don't need to play the original game to play this. And yeah, it does still have the platinum games like feel to the combat. But you can tell that like it's been tweaked to be very much like an RPG. Like if Platinum Games made like an RPG focused combat system that focused more on like character mechanics and like skill rotations and that kind of thing, rather than just like being a spectacle fighter. So like the character mechanics are like very important in this. You can button mash, but you won't get far in it. Like you really need to do the mechanics to make the most of it. Oh, it's not like an online only game. You can play offline as well. You can do everything in this game solo. But you'll have an easier time playing multiplayer if you're playing with other human characters. That's what they've said. And sorry, if I miss any of your questions, just ask me again. Tetsuya Fukuhara reposted the link to the stream on Twitter. Oh man. Thanks, Dad. How is it compared to Genshin? Very different. They're very, very different games. Like, even though the area that we're in right now looks more open, this isn't like an open world game. And the combat has much more depth than Genshin does. How do you compare to Tales of Arise? Tales of Arise is more, from what I remember, I haven't played it in years, it's more about like chaining one skill into the next skill, into the next skill, into the next skill, into the next skill. But like, this is very, you have to be more deliberate with your combos in this. Because each character's got like some very, very like clearly defined mechanics that you need to follow to like make the most of them. This is more mechanic heavy than Tales of Arise. Like, I enjoyed Tales of Arise, don't get me wrong, like I thought it was really fun, but the combat is much more simple compared to this. And thanks for the remember, Inferno. Is there a way to be creative with combos like, say, Devil May Cry? I'd assume so, but I haven't played characters at a higher level to be able to do that. But with the amount of things you can unlock in the skill tree, then I assume you're able to do like, you're able to do combos, but I don't think they're going to be as intricate as you can with Devil May Cry, because there's still certain rules you have to follow with the characters you're playing as. But I'm pretty sure people will be able to pull off some like crazy stuff. Like there's some people that just build that way. They just built to do it. And thanks for the gifted memberships as well, Inferno. Appreciate it. And no, you can't switch between characters during combat. You have to like be in specific areas, or you need to be back in town. Yeah, Inferno's in here like blessing people. December, Inferno's Santa right now. Is there a tutorial for every character? when you're like selecting which character you want to unlock, it does break down what they can do. You can go through them and you can see what each character does and like what their, I guess, their strengths are. But I don't know if there's like a tutorial that you actually play to learn the characters. But it does explain what the characters do and how they can be played at the very least. And they shows like a video of like what the character does. Next chat stream, it's not next year. Is the multiplayer thing kind of like Monster Hunter? It's very similar in like in the way that it like follows the quest-based format. But I would say it's like it's still Granblue, but if you wanna like compare it to something, it's gonna be like Monster Hunter mixed with Phantasy Star. Like with Monster Hunter, like the objective is the hunt, right? Whereas this is like you kind of just go through and do specific objectives. Even though like Monster Hunter does have objectives as well, like, but this is like very, very deliberate on the things they want you to do. Yeah, it'll definitely be like a mix of like Monster Hunter and like other things. Does the character not in the party get EXP? Do we need to grind him? That I need to double check. I think the characters in the party you're gonna get the most EXP, but I still need to go back and check the footage to see whether or not the other characters actually level as well at like just like a slower pace. How many characters can you unlock from just from the campaign? Off the top of my head, I'm not sure, but I'm assuming every character they've revealed so far, you'll be able to get them by playing through the story. I assume. I don't know if any of them are tied to. I don't know if any of them are tied to like quest mode. And yes, you can air combo. I didn't have it unlocked at this point, but you can actually unlock air combo in as well, like launching and like air combos. So there will be a lot for people to play around with. I'm just curious to see what people can pull off of this game combo-wise. And which characters are going to be more suited to it than others. Because there are going to be certain characters that you won't be able to combo with because they're just not built for it. But I'm just waiting to see what characters are built for it. Do you find party members using the SBA annoying mid-combat? No, I'm fine with it. There's a toggle, you can turn it on and off. If you touch the touchpad, you can like force it so you have to initiate. But if you don't have that, then you can just leave it for the for anyone to do it. Yeah, people are going to be eating good RPG-wise in February. Well, not even just February, but like between like January to like until the end of March. Man. Okay, now you got Sierra. I just like check the shop to see what else she had inside of there. I don't know if those specific items can only be got from those locations that she's at. But that was just one. That was just an area where she just popped up in. Can you turn the SBA cuttings off? I'll need to double check that. I went through the options list, but I don't think I actually paid attention to see if there's an option for that. But I can check it. I can at least check to see if that's something you can do. Yeah, this is like the area that was revealed ages ago, and the boss that was revealed ages ago. This boss was funny though, because it just confused the hell out of me. Because it spawns ads, but I was like I was having a hard time figuring out which ad I wanted to focus on. Whether I wanted to focus on the boss or whether I wanted to like focus on the other ads that were spawning. But you'll see the bloodthirst mechanic from this guy. You live in the training room. No, Maya's mechanics are cool. Like, she was fun to play. I did play around with her yesterday. She was actually fun to play. Like, she was good. It does feel like you can play as any character, but I feel like people that spend time playing as like one character and really mastering them, it'll be like a big difference between someone that just casually plays them. It feels like there's like the mastery of like a character. It feels like there's like a lot of potential for that. My favorite character, based on who I've played so far, I actually like Gran and Djeeta. They actually play really well. But like Maya was like my favorite from what I played. I just liked how versatile Gran and Djeeta were, because they pretty much can do everything, but just like they just don't excel in one like specific thing. Oh, this boss is weak to wind. Oh, I'm not playing at the moment. This is what I recorded yesterday at an event. And I can see what you said, Zappa. I don't know why the bot timed that out, but I can see what you said. Namaya all. It's probably the symbols, but you're fine. And yeah, the guest characters for story reasons, because Lyria doesn't actually take part actively in combat outside of like specific scenarios. She's just like a guest, so she doesn't take up a party slot. But I really like how like intense the fights feel in this. It's like the boss fights are really fun in this. Wait until you see Furycane, because it shows both phases of Furycane. As soon as the fight starts, the second you're in control of your character, Furycane's charging towards you with swords. You gotta like dodge it instantly. Yeah, here's me like getting confused with who I want to like actually target first. And I love what they've done with the audio in boss fights, because the music switches depending on like how far into the fight you are. So it's just like it dynamically switches depending on what's happening. It kind of reminded me of like the mobile game does that as well, but it kind of reminded me of like Skies of Arcadia. What does overdrive mean? That's a state where they get really strong, and they get more aggressive, and they have like a different set of moves when they're in overdrive. And you need to like keep attacking them while they're in overdrive to put them back into break, and then reset the overdrive bar. But then they like start building it back up to like get back into overdrive. Yeah, it's pretty much a rage mechanic. They just get mad. Yeah, I can't wait until like that giant primal fight. That Colossus looking one, I want to see how that works. Oh, man, look, someone was asking about juggle mechanics. The boss is juggling me. Never mind me juggling enemies, I'm getting juggled. Yeah, this is link time. So once you do link attacks a certain amount of times and charge the bar, you can go into link time after another link attack, and you can go into the enemy go slow motion and you get buffs. Is there an option to turn the autosave off? I did see an option for that, so I think you can do that. I remember seeing like an autosave disable thing. But it just like the combat just feels really good against bosses, because it just feels like the fights are really fine-tuned. to the expected power level that you should be for where you are, like, once you beat them. It just feels really good to fight him. And it's like, even though the enemies you're fighting are like your level, once you get to a boss, the enemy's level just like doubles your level. It's like my character's a level 4 fighting against a level 10 boss. And it'll be the same with Furycane. Are there any potion upgrades? That I'm not sure about. I'm not sure if you can like actually upgrade like the capacity and things like that. It's possible that the potions just could be percentage based. Can 4 people play the same character? I think I remember them saying yes. From what I remember, from what I can tell, it seems like there are plans for DLC, but they're just not ready to talk about anything like that yet. Is chain burst different depending on team members? Yeah, the burst will be different depending on the element of the character that initiates it. But what I don't know is if there's any additional bonuses to the chain burst apart from like elemental damage at the end, or additional elemental damage depending on the element of the enemy. Okay, see you later, Crazy. The VOD will stay there, so you can watch that later if you need to. And yeah, you can use burst in multiplayer. It's like that's like a core mechanic of the game, so you can use it like you'll be using it all the time. And it's set in a way so other characters can't overlap with their bursts. So it's like you kind of have to wait in line. So like 2 people can't use it at the exact same time. And yeah, you can get 2 chain and 3 chain. Yeah, you can. That still happens if everyone doesn't have like a full have enough charge. And yes, the controls felt very fluid. I know how it feels when you're playing like an action game and the controls feel kind of can feel kind of stiff, but not everything just felt really smooth, like really smooth. Makes me wonder how much of the dev time went into just polish. Just like it just feels really smooth, and the animations make everything like look really great as well. Okay, here we go for Furycane, or this area. I'm sure everyone's already like seen this area from like the previews or the dev streams that they've done. But at the very least, you see a little bit further, and you see a few extra things that weren't shown at that time as well. There's like an additional phase to the Furycane fight, and there's a few things inside of the area that haven't been shown yet. Do I know how many chapters there are? No, I'm not entirely sure how many chapters there are yet. All I know is I got to play chapter 1 to 3, 1, 2, and 3, but I don't know how many there are total. And I don't have any of the Dragon Knights unlocked during this gameplay. Can you modify UI elements? I'm not sure. There are a lot of options. I'll need to go through them again, because I did record the options, but I don't know what you can do UI-wise specifically. But I'll see if I can check them. No, I'm actually fine with the character voices because I play the Tales games, so I'm kind of used to it. The Tales games, like the characters don't shut up, so I just like it now. They forced me into liking it. Okay, so this is the thing that I was talking about earlier. You'll see it, that red stone. Once you touch it, you'll have to do a challenge. But at this point, the challenge is way stronger than I am. So you have to like defeat enemies within a specific time limit. The Omen Stone. I couldn't do it within a time limit. I only done one attempt, but I like exited the area by accident before it finished. But even if I didn't do that, I don't think I would have been able to complete it. but you'll see a few of these like mini objectives inside of this area, so you'll have like a better idea of what to expect from like some of the follow-up areas after this. But yeah, this is definitely something that wasn't available like the first time they showed this area off. This is like something new. And like fighting these things made me wish I was controlling Rakam. Oh, okay. Someone asked me what my favorite characters are. Rakam's like, he's crazy strong. Like he's a really good character to play as well. I feel like I'm just gonna end up having Rakam in my party no matter what. It's just like my range character. Yeah, I exited the area by accident, but yeah, there was no chance I was gonna complete that. But it pops up again, so you can reattempt it if you want to. But I don't know what the rewards are because I didn't actually finish it. From what I saw, it seemed like Gran and Djeeta are just wind. I haven't seen whether or not you can change their elements, but I assume they're just gonna be wind. What's your fastest you can unlock the first character? I'm not sure. Because I didn't get to the point where I could actually like unlock a new character. I just had like these characters to start off with. I have no idea if it's going to be exactly like that in the final game. But in what I was playing, when playing for the story, I only had the main cast. And yeah, you unlock new characters through the story. You get like an item, and then you use the item to pick which character you want. And you get those items by going through the main story. And yes, I did try Narmaya. Really fun. Like I love playing as Narmaya. Really fun character. She's a character I definitely feel like I need more practice with. She feels like a character that you'll need to like really train with to fully understand. And I feel like I needed more practice, but from what I messed around with when playing as her, solid. I didn't try Zeta, but someone in my multiplayer group was playing as Zeta. She seems crazy as well. Constantly in the air. She just wasn't touching the ground. Narmaya is basically long sword in Mosana. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. And yes, there is a parrying system. If you perfect block, you can like throw the enemy off balance to increase their stun gauge. At this point in the game, I didn't unlock perfect guard or perfect evade because I've been a donor and I wasn't spending my skill points as usual. So like you'll see when I get to the area, I think I have like 60 mastery points to spend, and I'm sitting in the menu just like buying skills constantly. I'm like, oh okay, I could probably spend these before I fight the boss. What do I think about Charlotta? She's fun. I did play her, but I played her at Gamescom, so it wasn't in this version, but she was fun to play. She's like all over the place, but she's really, really quick. You say they were planning DLC characters. I'm assuming they're making DLC characters, or at least that's the plan, but they're saying they're not ready to talk about anything like that yet. So I cannot confirm anything until they've said that they're gonna do it. What do you think of Io? Is she similar to Rimwell in her eyes? Ooh. Kinda. I feel like the caster characters will feel similar to like the Arise characters. Yeah, kinda. Now that you mention it. When it comes to melee-based characters, this game feels like completely different, but I reckon caster characters will still feel similar to Arise. Caster and probably range characters as well, like she used a gun, right? So I think like characters like that will probably feel similar, but like melee characters, completely different. Oh yeah, now here's another thing you can do. Like you have to collect the shinies before they disappear to like get the chest. So they've got like things like that, like this just dotted around the map. Little mini games. Got my gold chest. And a crit rate sigil inside of there as well. Can you choose to play a Gran? Yeah, you can choose which one you want to play at the beginning. And even after the beginning, you can go into the menu. You can just switch between them. You're not locked into them. But yeah, I played as EO as well. EO, like, I usually don't gravitate towards mage characters, but she was fun to play. I like how everyone, like, the place is getting destroyed, but they're waiting for me to catch up to them before they keep running. Okay, here we go with Furycane. Are there more mage archetypes? Yes. I need to, like, double check. I guess Rosetta. Would Rosetta and, like, Fairy count as one? Probably not. They're both whip characters. I need to, like, go in and, like, double check. I want to say yes, but like, I need to like check through the characters, but just give me a sec. While I'm like gearing up my character, I need to go pee quickly. Enjoy me skilling up. There we go. Yep, you can see how many mastery points I had stacked up before I started spending them. That's just how I play games. I'm bad. I'm so bad at it. I just like hoard everything until I've like completely decided exactly what I want to do. And I really shouldn't be doing that in a preview, but it happened again. But yeah, you can see me just skilling up stuff. And I actually unlocking perfect guard and perfect block. At this point, I just kept thinking that something was wrong with me, and I just didn't understand how to perfect guard and perfect block. But the whole time, I just didn't unlock it. So yeah, once you start playing, remember to unlock perfect guard and perfect block, a perfect evade and perfect dodge and perfect block. What's the point of branching nodes? I guess it's probably just like to give you a small, like window of choice, because I reckon you're gonna eventually get everything anyway. I guess they're just there to like make you decide which one, what upgrades you want at that time, or which one you should prioritize within that given window of time. And the skill trees get pretty large. It does seem like they're like locked, depending on where your progress is in the story. So like as you go further into the story, more of the tree unlocks. But it does seem like there's quite a lot of options, and you've got like a defensive, you got an offensive tree, then you got a defensive tree for characters as well. Okay, Furycane. Commonless okay, but you're worried about the story. The story was interesting. Like, it feels like just with every preview, once things start picking up and getting really interesting, they're like, stop. So like, there's a part that happens after this I can't show you, but it picks up. It picks up really quickly, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, let's see more. And like, all right, that's it. Like, thanks. But yeah, just pay attention to what Furycane does as soon as you're in control of the character. Furycane will not wait for you to get ready for the fight. Furycane's coming for you. Look! As soon as it begins, Furycane's ready to sweep you. But you will see more to this fight than previously.
あの時とやることは同じだな。多少手荒にはなったが仕方ねえ。
なんとか隙を作り出し
But you will start seeing you will start seeing like raid mechanics inside of this. But you will see more of that once I'll show you what Endgame looks like, or a brief look at it.
手を操る聖少女だ。
Like Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts. Yeah. But the music in this game is so good. So good. But you will notice that we're like chipping through his health pretty quickly at the moment. But you'll start to see that like the game like forces you to go through like certain like phases. I'm assuming when you're strong enough you can skip phases, but you'll see like once it goes into overdrive, things change. Once it goes into overdrive and like specific health like thresholds, like things completely change. So here we go. This is one of the phases where you just have to do the mechanics because you do barely any damage to him, so you just gotta like dodge. Or her. You just gotta dodge. You'll see a few more of these. Okay, we're back into Bloodlust again, or Bloodthirst. So more mechanics.
まるで風の弾丸だ。どうにか止める方法はねえか。
私が止めます。
Like the fights just feel like they're tuned so well, and I appreciate that.
ここから出るなよ。答えてくれて。
なんだかんだでやっぱり味方だと心強えのな。
フラカンの力も増大
Here we go, phase 2. This is what you didn't see during the previous preview.
変身ってやつか。
あら聖少獣だもの珍しくはない聖少獣かつて白空戦争の際に生み出された星の民の兵器かでもその兵器は戦いの後空の世界に残されあるものは土地に根付きあるものは信仰の対象となりあるものは人々と生活を共にし文明の発展に寄与し
フラカンは息吹を司る聖少女です。その力で
Now just pay attention to the mechanics that she's gonna make you do now.
そんなこの力を
Out.
大切な島を破壊させようとする
Don't go into the outer donut. Then back in. Then edge tornadoes.
すごい魔力ね。吹き飛ばされないようにしなきゃ。
妙だこの子の力普通じゃないよ
どういうこと？
わからないわでもこの破裂の気配
全力でいけ。
Okay, now she's back into like taking no damage or like low damage, so it seems like a mechanic phase again. Like when you're actually playing this, it feels so intense. I was so sucked into this. It's so good, man. And you got to keep in mind while doing this, I'm obviously not like, because I'm still a beginner at this point, I'm not doing it. But during all of this, what you should be doing as your character is keeping up your character's mechanics and do the most amount of damage you can. Which is going to get more intense as you get further on into the game with like the harder battles. So while this is all going on, you want to keep your rotation going. Which I'm clearly not doing because I'm using skills and my arts level is really low when I should be building up a little bit more. But I guess you can see what I was talking about. At the very beginning of the fight, I was doing a lot of damage, chipping away their health a lot. Once you get, as you got further into the fight, you have to play the mechanics game. Easy to understand, hard to master. Yes. All right. There we go. There we go. That's it. That was the end of the fight. What do you think? What do you think? Based on what you've seen now, what are your impressions of like of Relink? That's how it flows. That's how the story flows. What I can show, I'm going to show you like a bit of Endgame as well before we end this off, because I want to show you what the endgame fights are like. They sent a bit of footage over. I don't expect to see everything. You're not going to see every mechanic that's inside of there, but you're going to get a good gist of what you should expect from the later fights. So you just saw what one of the first main bosses are like, but you'll get to see what one of the end game bosses are like. And they've said that this is not even the hardest one. And they done this, the Radis raid. They done this fight live yesterday. And it was much more intense than what you're going to see right now. They removed a lot of like the really, really intense stuff. So you'll be able to see like some of the earlier stuff inside of there. Okay, so let me like go ahead and like show you what it is. So let's take a quick look at like Endgame, the Radis fight. Okay, so what they planned on doing with this fight is they're using Vayne and Io for a specific strategy. Vayne uses invincibility to protect Io while she casts a really strong spell that has a very long cast time. So that's what they were using. That's a strategy they were using to deal with as much damage as they can to this boss. But at the very beginning of the fight, the boss has three buffs on it that stop you from even doing damage. So you have to grab the orbs around the field and throw the orbs into the boss to remove a debuff, to remove one of the buffs each orb. But those orbs will attack you as well during the fight. So there's like a lot of stuff you need to be aware of. You got to be aware of the environment, be aware of the boss, and like aware of your character's mechanics as well. And it does feel like your like evasion timing is gonna have to be on point for certain things in this. I'm telling you, you're seeing this, but what they don't show you is even crazier than what you're seeing right now. Well, I guess they want to like either save something for one of their own presentations, or they want to save, or they want to save it for yourselves when you actually play it. Okay, so there we go. So Vayne's doing his invincibility, and now Io's casting her spell. Yeah, I think it was Flowery 7, they said. Apparently they said it could be one of the highest damaging skills in the game, but it just takes a really long time to cast. So I guess that's why they paired Io up with Vayne, so that he can protect her while she's casting. Yeah, the VOD will stay up. As soon as the stream ends, the VOD will be there for you to watch. I'm not going to remove it. EO is she's pretty much a black mage. Vayne actually looks really interesting to play. Like, he's one of the characters we haven't seen much gameplay of. But it does seem like, in terms of like defensive characters for Endgame, it seems like he's going to be like a really strong pick. There you go. They didn't show you the most intense moments of the fight, but that's like a small glimpse of kind of what you should expect from some of the endgame fights. And there's the loot. Should you play or watch anything before getting into this? You don't need to, but if you've got the time, then like watch the first episode of the anime, just to get like a basic idea of how the cruise like starts the whole journey and how they meet up with each other.
Did you see me back there?
All right, there you go. Well, that was my little Granblue Fantasy Relink showcase. I'm going to be making more videos, so like I'm glad I had the opportunity to just do this, so I could show you what I saw and like took part in yesterday. But I'm going to. Is there voice chat? I'd assume that platforms I'm assuming it'll be like platform voice chat. I'm not too sure, but there is text chat inside of there as well. But yeah, I wanted to show you this up front. And then I can go back and like work on the individual videos about very specific topics. So keep an eye out for those ones. They're coming soon. Just give me some time to work on them. But yeah, that's Relink. I'm surprised they let me show so much, or they showed us so much yesterday. It's like there was so much to it. We spent like a good like 7 hours there, just like watching Relink, just digesting Relink stuff. It was a good time. It was a good time. But yeah, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for chilling and keeping up for the videos. I will see you guys soon. Yeah, they're definitely confident. They're definitely confident. All right. I'll take a few days until like the video is done, but like just keep an eye for them. All right. See you guys later.